Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the sun in the fourth house. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, before we start, you first want to understand what sign is the sun positioned in. This is very important to understand the functioning of the sun in your chart. Along with this, you want to see what planets are conjunct or aspecting to the sun in your chart. It's also important to understand that the sun will become the most active during a sun Mahadasha. So if you have not seen my video on the sun Mahadasha Bhuktis, I will leave a link for that above and down below in the description. So what does the sun represent? Well, the sun is a very important planet in astrology. It represents your true self. The sun is the soul significator in astrology. And so it has a lot to do with your soul purpose, the whole reason of why you have taken birth in this lifetime. The sun also represents purity and righteousness. It is all about taking the righteous path in life. Following the principles, the higher path is all important with the sun. The sun also represents your relationship with your father or any father figures in your life, along with leaders and people in authority positions. Government is all related to the sun. The sun also is connected to your confidence, your self-esteem, your ability to rise to success and fame in life. Along with this, the sun represents your creativity, your ability to be inventive and to come up with new ideas. It is also representing your health and vitality, your willpower, your ability to assert yourself in life. And along with this, once again, it represents your spiritual journey as it is related to your soul and your soul's purpose. However, the sun does have a negative side to it. When you use the power of the sun irresponsibly, you are acting from a place of ego. So you definitely want to keep a handle on this. So what does the fourth house represent? The fourth house is the place of home. It represents your home environment, your early upbringing, your connection with your mother, your family, your ancestral line. It is where you are coming from. The fourth house also represents your home country, how patriotic you are, how rooted in your traditions, your heritage is all seen through the fourth house of the chart. It also represents your sense of emotional security and well-being because it is the nourishment and support that you receive through your mother and your family. It is your sense of inner happiness, inner peace. Your internal mind is seen through this fourth house. The fourth house is connected with property, real estate, all situations that have to do with land and property. Along with this, the fourth house represents all of your comforts and conveniences that you have within your home environment and any property that you have, including vehicles. The fourth house also represents your final resting place because it is the point from which you were born, but also the point where you will return. The fourth house itself is the lowest point in the sky. It is below the earth, back into the ground. So what happens then when the sun comes into the fourth house of the chart? Well, this is a very interesting placement because the sun is about how we rise in life, how we shine. And if the sun is placed in the fourth house, then that means that you were born during a time where the sun was invisible in the sky. This is the lowest point of the sky. So this definitely means that you were born into the darker time period. And so this can show that the sun will take time to rise in your life, which means that your success can come later in life. So you may find that you struggle early on, but definitely with this position, you are able to rise later on in life. So this is a position that grows with time. Early on, you can find some confusion in your life, confusion in finding your direction and purpose. There can be a lot of searching, trying to figure out what direction are you meant to go in. And sometimes you are strongly influenced by your family, by your early environment, influenced to go in the direction that they want you to go in. But later on, you will find your own sense of identity and direction. Sometimes this placement can also give you some shyness, introversion, low self-esteem early on in life. Again, all of this will rise with age and experience. Sometimes this can show that one of your parents was the more dominating figure in your life. And since the sun represents the father, this can show a father who also took on the role of the mother. Or it can be vice versa, as the fourth house represents the mother. So you could also have a mother who took on the role of the father as well. Sometimes this can also indicate a mother who is dominating, who is very prominent in your life. And as you get older, you also can become very possessive and protective over your family. Your family becomes very important to you. If the father is the one who is less dominating as an influence in your life, then there can also be some challenges related to the relationship with your father. Your father could have not been present in your life as a child, or your father could have had some kind of weakness or sickness related to their health. This also could indicate that you had conflicts relating to your father as well. Sometimes this placement can make you more of an introvert. This definitely ties your identity to your home environment, to your family, your traditions, your lineage. So you love to spend a lot of time in your home. Your home becomes like your sanctuary. You want your home to be a place that is comfortable. And sometimes this can also indicate that you like to make your home a spacious environment or a luxurious environment. You like to have all of the comforts within your home environment. This can definitely make you very attached to your children, your family. All of this becomes extremely important to you. And you dislike to have any kind of disharmony, anything that will disturb that home environment for you. You can also be very protective over your sense of privacy. And when you are in public, you can have this attachment to go back to your home environment. So the home itself becomes very important to you. This placement can also give you success in real estate and anything that is related to property. Sometimes, if the sun is badly placed in the chart, you could also be a very difficult person to live with. You can be very fussy about your home environment, and you can be a little bit bossy and controlling in your environment as well. In general, though, this gives you a very humble personality because, again, the sun is at its lowest or weakest point being in this fourth house. So you tend to be a very humble and cooperative person. You have a way of working well with others. And so as you get older, this tends to bring you to a position of prominence and success. With this placement, you might also want to keep track of your health as well because the sun represents the health and vitality. So being in this weakened position, particularly if it is afflicted or in a difficult position, this can sometimes create illnesses and weaknesses within the body where you really want to take good care of your health. Sometimes this can indicate that you make a really great parent as well. Again, you're very involved with that home environment, with your family. All of this becomes extremely important to you, preserving the tradition, preserving your lineage. And sometimes with this placement, this can also indicate that you come from a very powerful lineage as well. With this placement, you could also become a teacher because the fourth house is about education. So you could excel in your studies and you can make an excellent teacher, guide, mentor, someone who gives service, someone who gives inspiration to others. This could also make you a politician or anyone working in the government as the sun represents this. And from the fourth house, the sun will aspect onto the 10th house of career. So once again, this indicates a rise in life later on with age. This could also indicate that you're an entrepreneur as well, a business person. You could have a home business with this placement. This also can show that you may have many challenges and struggles early on in life, even enemies and difficulties with your family in the earlier part of life, but all of this tends to fade with time. So you find your ability to rise above the obstacles, to rise above enemies and competitors as you get older. This could also give you a good upbringing in terms of support through the family. But once again, if the sun is badly positioned in the chart, then your family can also become a hindrance to you as well, or you can bring conflicts and difficulties to your family. With this placement, you might also look younger with age, and you might have really good physical health, again, if you are tending to this. But typically with this placement, you have a way of shining, a way of remaining in a position of prominence. Again, this tends to come later on in life where people notice you, people recognize your talents and abilities. So that initial self-doubt, those initial challenges around your identity, your self-esteem, all of this fades as you go through experiences in life. Definitely with this placement, you want to avoid any kind of ego, pride, which is less likely. But with this placement, you can see a fall in life if you are getting into this mode. You could also draw some inspiration and creativity through your mother or through that prominent parental figure in the home space, which can inspire you to go into creative professions as well. So the sun is all about shining. So with this placement, you could get into acting, drama, dance, singing can be seen also. With this placement, you definitely put your family first. So you can make a lot of sacrifices. You can make a lot of emotional decisions based upon your loved ones. This becomes highly important to you. And sometimes you draw a sense of approval and validation from your family. Again, you want to be careful about this because you can find yourself influenced to follow the dreams of your family rather than your own. Sometimes this can also take a knock to your energy. Again, you want to watch your health when the sun comes into the fourth house. This is especially true early on in life. And sometimes if the sun is badly placed, you can also have issues related to property and vehicles. You could lose property and vehicles at some point in your life. You could have all sorts of disputes and legal issues around this area. All of these factors, though, that you tend to struggle with early on can improve with time. So generally, the sun in the fourth house is a great placement the older that you get in life. You will find your place in the sun where you will rise to prominence and success.